So, yeah, as you notice, the empty space. Oh, actually, the space that Ben or that would be occupied by Ben, but is currently occupied by Micah.
I'm taking over.
Yes, he is. Ben, you took out Ben, man. You afflicted him with a sickness. I mean, you're supposed to use your Christly powers for good, Micah, and instead you afflict Ben with this horrible sickness.
Man, I mean, people think I'm joking when I say I'll smack him right in the mouth with my hair, but yeah. It's actually venom in that thing. Just
oh, Lord. So, yeah, this is... so, yeah, we're continuing watching the SovietWomble. We're going to be doing a Monstrum Part 2. In Part 1, you were introduced to the variations of the monsters. You know,
right.
It can be like a muck monster or like a creeper monster that can break down doors and stuff like that. So Womble scares easily.
Mm-hmm.
Me, I scare sometimes. It's usually like the loud jump scares that catch me.
Right.
Actually, there's this audio test that they do at this I forget what it's called now. It's this place in Pigeon Forge where it's an upside down looking museum.
Mm-hmm.
I forget the name of it now, but in there they have this.
Is it like Wonderworks or something?
Yes, Wonderworks. Thank you. Where you actually sit in this room. It's completely audio isolated,
mm-hmm.
so you can't hear anything from the outside. And it's a little booth that you and the booths are separated, so you and your friends sit in this booth separated from one another, and you put on headphones, and they play this binaural audio scenario that it's these three people being hunted by a monster, and everybody in it dies except for you, and you lock yourself in a closet door, and you very slowly hear the footsteps, and you can feel them too,
mm-hmm.
because how well it's recorded, and the footsteps get right up in front of the door. You hear them get closer and closer and closer, and then you hear this thing breathing outside. It's like a very raspy, like animalistic breath, and then all of a sudden you hear it like scratching on the door. And then all of a sudden you hear it starting to break the door down. And then you hear, as the exterior of the door gives away, you hear the monster more and more clearly. And then after you hear the monster supposedly grab the character that you're playing in this audio scenario, it's over. And it's spine-tinglingly good how well it works, because it shows how effective sound is with our perception of things, and how we use them to identify things, and how powerful of a tool it is when it comes to horror and everything. And you see, that's why jump scares sometimes get me, is because that loud punch of a jump scare catches me off guard.
You can't really train a startle reflex out of somebody. I mean,
that's true.
That's just instinctual. It's always there in everything. I mean,
that's true. But you know what you can do? You can train your laughing reflex away, because Ben's proven that time and time and time again. With the freaking try not to laugh challenges. Try not to laugh at this. Ben shrugs and says, "What?" Yeah, so more SovietWomble, Monstrum Part 2, F the duct tape, as the subtitle of this one is. Let's see how spooked Womble gets.
Right. So this is the opening room. Found the torch.
Flashlight.
What's this? If you wake up and find this, I'm making for the portside balcony to use the life raft. I'm leaving. I know you're sick, but we have to get off this ship. If you arrive in the next hour, I'll be waiting. Ellis. They said there was a life raft on the port side of the ship. Okay.
port is left.
Yes. Stern, port.
Okay.
Starboard is
Starboard.
right.
Deck 5. What's in here? Thomas, haven't heard anything here on starboard. Most sea spirits only live at sea, not in the dock. You probably just need to relax. Oh, it's the chair.
Scared himself with the
Kicked
chair.
It's fine. Chill. Just relax, okay? It's fine.
As it's like waiting on the other side of the door.
Yep. It's like right.
Christ, it's a camera.
Back in there, Womble.
What is that? That wasn't the camera. Unless cameras can go stomp, stomp, stomp. That wasn't the camera. I can't hear it. Okay.
Are those his footsteps?
Yes.
Shh. It's fine. See? You're totally safe.
I don't think that
Totally
lock's gonna
safe.
do much.
Okay. Keep looking for...
Get in. Get in, dude. Get in the locker.
Is the light gonna flicker? Don't go to the door.
Well, you're an idiot. Sound design in this game is really
That's the
good.
bridge. It's fine. Relax.
It's fine.
Let's go search for an escape route,
Everything's
okay?
fine.
Carefully. It's fine, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. You're fine. Shut up. Okay, you're fine, you're fine. Relax, relax.
Womble.
Okay, you can do this, alright? I can't do this. Super brave, okay? It's fine, you're brave.
I don't have to worry about the monster scaring me like Womble's like random outbursts.
There it is, there it is, there it is. Shh, 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 shh.
Here it comes.
It's fine, okay. I don't like this.
He's breathing so heavy he's
Fuck
probably
this
gonna
game.
pass out.
Fuck this game. Fuck me. I don't know anything right. Whatever.
British nonsense.
Oh, I thought that red can was it for a second. but-
Across the deck. Okay, what's this? It's a barbecue. No, it's not. What does it do? What the fuck is that thing? Run away! Run away! Run away! Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh
Run
shit!
your ass. Bye, Womble.
Okay.
That thing reminds me of one of the old Scooby-Doo villains.
Oh
just
yeah,
wanted
like
to eat
the tar
barbecue.
monster that had like the one
Right, here we go.
one porthole to look
Oh,
out
different
of.
room this time, I think.
I remember that one. I liked that. I like that monster design.
Okay.
Except this one looks like it's like almost like a lava monster.
Yeah, it's like that with like it's like that one combined with like Clayface or something from.
Yeah, I can see that.
You're fine, okay? There's the stairwell. Let's go down one deck, okay?
Going below deck. The random noises are what catch me off guard sometimes too in some game.
I
Wow.
don't like going in there.
I think that's where it came from.
Oh,
What's
can he
that?
jump?
Can I reach it?
He's got to creep around it. Oh, what's that?
Oh,
Syringe.
it's...
Oh, flat.
That's a pump.
Oh, I think maybe they'll give him the option to blow up like a raft to get off.
Oh, I didn't know if it was like a little bilge pump or something.
Oh, God. What was that? Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God. Okay.
Run,
okay,
run,
okay,
run.
Okay.
Got
Okay.
the door. Lock
Okay.
it.
Don't run. Okay, don't run. Don't run.
It'll give you away, yeah.
There's the helicopter. Okay, so I've got the keys. Right. Restraint cable. Fuel pump. Well, I've got a pump. No, this is like a bicycle pump. This isn't a fuel pump. That's fucking useless. I don't think I went into the upper deck. I went into the lower, but not the upper. So let's go up. Why is the music doing that? Okay. What's in here? Ah, look. There's the controls for the launch. Oh, fuck, and I threw the pump on the damn helicopter deck. Okay, another note. Second launch went
Forrest
without
Gump.
incident.
I am
Again,
not
I
a
see no
smart
indication that
man.
we were observed. Successful capture rate is improving as I accumulate time at the controls. 6 specimens this time. All should be viable. I guess we can enjoy our last day at HK. Under close inspection, they are rather beautiful. I observed them for an hour, changing colour in the tank before submitting this report. You should see them. The risk from exposure... Hello?
Hello.
So why does he need that little pump?
I think it's something that he puts in there. It's like a hydraulic pump.
Oh, okay.
I think it's supposed to help.
Okay. I think we should leave.
Not yet.
Shh.
He's telling himself to shh. To me, that's freaking
Oh
hilarious.
God, it looks like it's cut its way through a vent.
It's like he's looking into the mirror going, shh.
Damn it, is my torch running out of battery?
Oh!
Nope.
That's a new one.
Close the door. Okay, I think it saw me. Okay, it's here. Oh no.
Bye bye. Bye, Womble. So there's different monsters.
No.
I think
Right.
there's like
Fuck
6
it.
different ones on
I'm
the ship.
staying
I
in
know
here.
there's the
I'm staying
the big oil monster
in the bathroom.
Then there's the sprite
Monster
monster.
can
Then there's
fuck
like the sprite monster. And then
Torch.
there's that thing which I
Okay,
think
check the drawers.
randomly spawns on a wall somewhere and like
Oh, there's
it
the
emerges
lighter.
whenever you get close
The
enough
dead
to
fire.
it.
Yeah, I don't like that one.
Yeah, that one I think is a guaranteed
So if I
death
go down, yeah.
if you find that one.
Where
If
am I
you
now?
see
Deck
it,
4?
go the opposite way.
Well, yeah, because he noticed it was like, hey, it's like it like tore out of the vent or something.
Okay.
He
Yeah.
saw like signs of it.
That sounds like something coming up behind you.
Yeah.
It's like getting closer and closer, and then
I still think that first one we saw was so the creepiest,
that?
where like his vision started going
Let's have a look.
Yeah,
weird when
that's
it got
the-
close.
I think that's the sprite one.
Yeah,
Have a look around.
that one was pretty freaky.
See what you can
Yeah.
To me,
salvage.
at least.
Oh no.
Drawers.
The first one I saw when Markiplier
Drawers.
played it, I
We
thought
have a rave stick.
was the oil monster.
Mhm.
But the sprite one, I think, close the door, man, close the door. You see, one thing a function they wish they'd add is for these steel doors to be like a safe place
Right.
for you. Like you could actually lock the door,
Yeah, like
and they'd
sticks
like
up.
have to find a different way to get in.
Be nice if you like find a crowbar you could jam in there, so it would like bind it up so it couldn't.
Yeah, that would be a good function. Like you can pick up like metallic items that.
But if you forgot to take it with you,
Leave.
Yeah. Like if you had like
Let's go.
3 like
Let's go
a
up
piece
here,
of
okay?
rebar or like something to stuff in there, yeah, that'd be
Okay, there's
really
a good
good.
hiding spot. Wash my hands. Okay. Oh, thank you. Oh, Jesus. Okay. It's fine.
What happened?
Just a camera. I need my locker. Shut up, Quebec.
Quebec.
I'm doing the best I can. I'm just not good with this kind of game.
Maybe you should get Quebec's
I'm
Nova.
fine. My beloved egg timer. Oh God, I'm whole again. Okay.
He's
And
gonna-
what you needed to be whole again was a freaking egg. Duct tape. Come on, man! It glowed and
God.
everything.
I can't get through there. Oh God. Oh shit. Okay. That alarm went off. Okay.
That's it.
That's
Okay.
That's the sprite.
Sorry? Quebec? Duct tape? Where? Where was the duct tape?
looked
You
right
saw
at it,
duct tape?
bro.
I'm gonna make a dash for it, right? This is my grand plan, okay? Right. Egg
Double
timer.
face palm
Okay,
on that one.
ticky. Egg timer.
Ticky,
Okay.
ticky, ticky,
And I'm
ticky,
gonna
ticky,
sneak.
ticky, ticky, Ricky, ticky, tavi.
Oh.
He's right there, dude.
Shh. It's fine. Egg timer, do your thing. Come on. Oh, okay. No. Lock. It's locked.
Let's keep it that way, shall we?
No, you don't. No, you
And
don't.
plus, I think there's some
No,
enemies
no,
who
you don't.
can't,
No, you
who
don't.
can't,
No, you don't.
who can't break through doors, but
I'm
they
not
can
smart
unlock
as
them.
you,
and
but-
open-
Okay, it's fine, stop it. Okay. Go for the. Okay, now's my chance.
Nope.
Okay. Fuck.
Run, man, run.
Fuck you, duct tape. I'm out of here. I'm leaving. Oh God, it's a dead end. Oh, there's no way out. Okay.
So he lives here now.
I think I found a bug.
That is unless one of the other monsters comes along.
Can there be more than one?
I think so.
Oh dear.
Well, there's 6 different ones from what the paper said, and now we've seen like 3 guaranteed.
I can't get in. There's no way out of this room. I'm completely fucking trapped, and now he's just playing fucking lock Jenga with me. I'm just gonna make a break for it. Okay, here we go. You ready?
You're gonna die.
2, 1. Go!
Dead.
Oh, he got me. Oh.
No, he didn't. Oh, he hadn't got him yet.
Time to read the book. I bet that book just had the words "You're fucked" printed across it.
You're effed. Straight up effed.
You should get to the point where anyone else would quit, and you're not gonna stop there.
Shia?
Starting over. Stop giving up. No, what are you waiting for? Do it!
Just do it!
Do it!
Now that is scary.
Yeah, that is pretty scary.
So
Cannibal Shia LaBeouf.
I'm kind of confused. What was the duct tape for? Because he needed a fuel pump. Was it something for the fuel pump? Because I thought he was
probably.
looking. I thought he was looking for something to cut the cables that had the.
Well, yeah, I think for that there's like bolt cutters or
Right.
like a blowtorch, like a cutting torch. I think the tape is for. I think the tape is probably for the lift thing, where you put the pump in there. I think you use the duct tape to seal it, to seal it properly. I think. I'm not sure. I haven't played the game, so.
Yeah, I was just confused because I saw his objectives with the helicopter, and I wasn't sure why he was collecting certain things, or what role they played. But then I guess maybe something about the fuel pump. So
yeah, I think so. I'm not 100% on that, but yeah, Womble's reactions to being like absolutely scared out of his gourd are just some of the funniest things. Because it's just like it's like he hears a random noise. Oh, it's a chair. It was a chair. There's a chair in the room. Yeah. So to me that's just hilarious because he's looking around. Oh, it's a chair. He was thinking something was in the room with him, and I'm gonna be honest. I've made mistakes like that myself. Like in Resident Evil 7, I kept hearing like this weird noise, and it was like right behind me. I felt like it was right behind me. Mm-hmm. And I'm like looking around, like trying to figure out where this come from. I look down. I'm actually walking on glass. And because of how weird the audio is on this TV, because you've noticed it in some places, like whenever you turn your character's head one way, like the audio disappears. And whenever you turn his head this way, turn their head this way, the audio comes back. So it's
one time I really freaked myself out. It's been a while, but I had fallen asleep with my arm was in a weird position, went numb.
Oh no!
And so that actually caused me to wake up.
Your arm being numb?
Yeah, my arm being numb, but I didn't realize it, and I was still like half asleep and like rolled over, and my arm like kind of came and hit me in the face, but like I didn't feel it in my arm because it was numb. It was
someone else.
So like I was like. Just thought this something like warm and fleshy, like just like and I was like, and like, then I realized it's my arm. I was like, oh man, that's embarrassing.
Micah slapping himself in the face and scaring himself. That is hilarious.
Oh man, that just made me think of something.
Go ahead.
I said,
go ahead.
Warm and fleshy. So.
Oh, let's go with this story.
So this is an embarrassing story. I won't name names.
You don't have to.
So my friend, he's got a son. His son's kind of young, 10, and so his brother-in-law is getting married. So he's kind of in charge of the bachelor party. So he went and got him some gag gifts. So he got him some fleshlights.
Yeah.
Right? So just as a joke, and well, apparently he had them like in his desk or something, and for whatever reason, his son went in there to get like a pen or something. I don't know why he found these things.
Oh God!
And he was like,
"Oh, this isn't gonna end well."
So he goes to his mom, is like, "Dad's got something weird in there," like, and she didn't want to do it. She's like, "Okay, well, your dad's weird. Just we'll ask you about when he gets home." And she's like, "Okay. You need to talk to your son. I don't know what he found on your desk, but just deal with it." And so he's like, "Dad, we need to talk." He's like, "Okay, buddy." It's like, what did you talk about?
What's up?
He's like, I found something in your desk. He's like, oh man. He's like, what'd you find, man? He's like, well, it's something, and it's like it's soft and like squishy, and there's a hole in it. And he's like, okay. He's like, well, it's just a gag gift. He's like, well, what does that mean? He's like, well, you know, so your uncle's getting married, and sometimes you get people stupid gifts to, you know, for their bachelor party. And he was like, those things, they're for masturbation, aren't they? He's like, and he's like, man, he's like, this conversation, he's like, I was trying not to just bust out laughing. He's like, well, yeah, you could use it for that, but he's like, but if you're gonna say stuff like that, do you understand like what that's? He's like, well, I don't know exactly, but it has something to do with sex. And he's like, well, he's like, buddy, he's like, we need to have a talk. He's like, no, I'm not talking about it. He like
and
runs.
he bolts.
He's like,
oh gosh, talk.
It was soft and squishy, and there was a hole in it.
The always awkward talk. That's always a thing with. That's always a thing. Okay.
I'm so glad I don't have kids.
Well, okay. My dad had to talk with me. Here's the thing. I probably told this before, but I thought I was in trouble. Me and him, we were driving. We were driving back from football practice. It was late. It was dark. Anyway, I was I think I was like 11 at the time. It was like peanut football, so it was like, I was having fun with that. So anyway, we're driving back, and we live way back in the boonies at this time. All of a sudden, we pull over on the side of the road, and I'm like, what's wrong, Dad? And this is around the time that my dad and my mom started having trouble as well. This was like 98, or it's like 99, early 2000, where the bricks of the foundation really started to fall apart. And all of a sudden, my dad says, son, your mom and I have been talking about something. I'm like, okay, Dad, what is it? I thought I was in trouble. I thought like he was gonna like stare me down and like tell me as soon as he gets home, like I was just gonna like have to live out in the yard for like a year or something. But I didn't know because I was a stupid kid. I thought maybe I was gonna get like whipped or something, because my parents whipped me. So hey, I'm totally sane. So what's the problem? Anyway, all of a sudden, my dad says, Your mom and I, we had a talk, and with some of the questions that you asked and everything to her a few weeks ago, son, I'm gonna tell you about sex. And I'm like,
man, it's like, man, now I wish I was in trouble.
And no, and here's the thing. I sat there, and all of a sudden, like, I zone out for a second. I'm like, I hear him say that, and I zone out for a second. I'm like, is he really gonna talk to me about this? Seriously. I mean, honestly, we got HBO. I've seen some late night programming. It's like, and also, I can't help but just wonder why I think he's wanting to talk to me now. I mean, he should have done this like a year ago or something. And then I turn back over, and my dad says, now those are the basics. I'm like, wait, what? I missed it because I was like zoned out. And we sat there for like a good 10-15 minutes, and him just like jawing on about it and everything. And he's like, at the end of it, he's like, you understand, son? And I'm like, yeah.
Got it.
And I go to school the next day, and I'm like sitting by myself, and my buddy Andrew Martin, who's one of the funniest guys I've ever known, he sits beside me. He's like, hey, Nate, what's going on? And I'm like, my dad and I, we had a talk. And Andrew looks at me, and he goes, he had the sex talk with you, didn't he? I'm like, yeah. He's like, my mom did that with me. And I'm like, well, why not your dad? And then Andrew looks and goes, you think my dad would have the confidence to tell his own son about that? You think my dad would be have the balls to tell me about that? And I'm like,
it's like,
knowing your dad, no, he wouldn't.
Pull up a chair, son. This is how I made you. Daddy, no.
You know, that needs to be. Oh God, that reminds me of $1 million butt that I saw a part of. It was every time you blow out your candles on your birthday.
Yeah, I remember. I think we watched that one on the channel.
You're teleported back to the moment of your conception.
Was that the one where like Barb was sitting on the dresser with the popcorn, just like?
Yeah, she's like, okay, he's gonna flip her over here. Yep. Oh, come on, Dad, learn some new moves. Oh wait, and then there was also a blooper reel where it's like you get back there and you're like, wait, that's not my dad. First time you go back there when you're like 18.
Dun,
Yeah,
dun,
I think they
dun.
said like when the very year you turn 18, it happens, and you just see it. You're like, wait, that's not my dad. It's like Uncle Joey.
Oh,
but that's a story for another time. So I might play this game in the future, maybe. Like I said, I've seen some playthroughs of it. I know how some things go. I don't know if they've changed a lot, but I'll probably give it a shot. And honestly, we're actually getting pretty close to, I think, watching the majority of Womble's video library. So this has been quite an adventure, and I can't wait to see what other stuff he comes out with. I'm seeing right here that he actually did a live stream to Friday the 13th of the game. I'm hoping that he does a bullshittery in Friday the 13th the game, because that would be absolutely hilarious. Because if it's anything like with what happened during our live stream, did you see any of those?
was that with the dad joke? Jason?
That was the dad joke killer. Yeah, we had a Jason that would let you live if you told him like the corniest and dumbest dad jokes, and Heather kept coming up with them, and she lived, and everyone else died. And then after that, and then before that, I actually played with Union Jack the Ripper. You know, he's a member on our Discord, and all of a sudden, I give him my seat in the car because he's died already in the game, and he came back as Tommy Jarvis. That's a rare thing. That's a thing. If you die early in the game and somebody calls Tommy Jarvis, you can come back as Tommy Jarvis and have a second chance to escape. I thought, hell, I'll give him my spot because he's already died once, and I'll figure out another way out. And he gets in, and he's like, you're a legend, Knight. And they crash. They crash and everything. I go down there. I'm like trying to find Union so I can fix the car and we can get out of here. Union's like floating in the air, like he's in the passenger. Like he was in the he was still in his passenger seat animation, and he was floating around like he was in a flying car. And everyone in the stream died laughing, and you could hear Union cracking up too. And here I was, it's like holy shit, it's like the Jetsons. And you see, eventually I got over to the car and I like distracted Jason with some firecrackers. If he gets within like a certain distance of firecrackers, he gets like disoriented and he can't attack you. So I threw those down. I hopped in the car and Union hopped in with me and we escaped. And it was a really cool moment because all of a sudden I look over and here's Union. He comes up in passenger seat mode and he just morphs into the car in passenger seat mode. And then we bugged the hell out. It was like, yes, we escaped.
Like assimilates into it.
Yeah.
Autobots roll out. It's like, whoa. Oh my goodness.
Oh gosh. I need to do highlights of those. Actually, I am working on highlights of those now that I think about it. I might put that out here soon. But anyway, if you enjoyed this, feel free to click the link down below to the original video. Check out SovietWomble's channel. He's got over 2 million subscribers. He's got some very funny videos, and plus his editing is always top notch. Especially the little dialogue bites that he does.
Yep.
Still funny as hell, and I can't wait to see what else he does. So yeah, if you want to see more of us, there's a subscribe button right down there as well. Feel free to hit that. Also, if you like the video, hit a like. If you don't, you know what to do. If you want to leave a comment down below, feel free to do that. And I guess until next time, signing off for the Renegades, I'm Nate.
Micah.
And we'll see you later, everyone. Peace out.